Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. Today we're going to be looking into the energies of the divine counterpart connections, otherwise known as the divine feminine energy, the divine masculine energy, twin souls, twin flames. There's lots of different labels, if you will. But I also invite you to unravel yourself from the labels at this time. We're invited to just step into a place where we just are. We don't have to attach to a label or to a specific idea of what this journey should be or could be or will be. Really, the true peace comes when there is a true surrendering of the mind. We don't surrender with the heart. The heart is always surrendered. Soul is always in surrender. It's the ego and the mind that are trying to cling, that are trying to attach, that are trying to make sense of things, that are trying to keep us safe. So I encourage you at this time, because the masculines really are pulling back at this time to go into their own domains. I encourage you to really step into your energy more feminine and your life, your pursuit of your goals and happiness, the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of wholeness, the pursuit of healing and health. But be mindful also, I want to just cautionary tale here, be mindful of always feeling like you have to catch the next ascension update or energy update or astrological update, because you can get caught. That can also, it can be extremely helpful on this journey, but it can also be extremely distracting and cause you a lot of grief and heartache and just confusion and even distortion. So just be mindful that of what you're consuming on all levels. The consumption of too much information can really trigger the ego and let it go kind of haywire and can really take us out of balance. So just be mindful of that, guys. So we're going to go ahead and call on Archangel Michael here. Archangel Michael, please create a sphere of protection around this reading and around myself and everyone watching, and allow me to be a pure vessel of divine truth and an oracle of divine truth, divine compassion, divine integrity, and the divine journey. So it's always something different that they want me to channel through. So they're talking about the divine journey today, because a lot of you are getting stuck on this idea of that there is a destination. So we need to really reel it back in and understand that this is a divine journey. It's a journey, and the destination is not what's important, because once we have one destination, there will always be another one. I also want to make it clear that once you get into physical union, that permanent physical union, which doesn't, okay, I'll go into that in another video at another time, what physical union is, but I want to make it clear that that doesn't solve all the issues, and that isn't what brings us wholeness or peace. I think if you're new to this journey, it can be easy to fall into that trap of, the ego trap of, I'll be happy when I have my counterpart, when they leave their person, when they come to me, when we're in physical union. And that's simply not true. Your happiness is created from within. Your counterpart is going to be a reflection of your innards, of what's happening inside of you. So let's get a temperature for the connection here. Two of Cups. Wow, Two of Cups and Six of Cups. There's some nostalgia that's being stirred up. So what they're showing me is actually beach sand waters, right? So salt water. And they're showing me that the ocean is being stirred up. It happens when we swim. It happens when boats go by. It happens when fish swim, the bottom feeders, if you will. So the sand at the bottom of the ocean gets stirred up, and it makes it appear cloudy. So if you snorkel or if you're swimming underwater and you open your eyes, you won't be able to see clearly. So they're showing me that it's like the past is trying to meddle with the present and the future. And so we need to be mindful that we're not putting the connection or our counterpart on a pedestal, because your counterpart is still a human. They're still in human form. Okay. There's trials and tribulations and challenges on this journey. We're not asked to overlook the imperfections or perceived flaws of the person, right? Notice how I say perceived flaws, perceived imperfections, because we already are perfect. But we're not meant to overlook those things or overlook the things, you know, that have happened in the past, or maybe what your counterpart has done, right? Things they've said, things they've done to hurt you. But please know also that your true divine counterpart will never do something purposefully to hurt you. Please know that this is always about your soul growth and your soul's growth and the choice for growth. And what they're doing is they're bringing out all parts of you that are closed off to love. They're not trying to purposely or intentionally hurt you. They're trying to show you where you are closed off to love, or where you are not allowing love in. So when I see these two cards come together, it really makes me feel like there's this desire to come closer to one another, to achieve that third dimensional union. But then there's also this sense of needing to sort of clean up the past and not to dwell in the past, because you don't want to repeat past cycles. And there's a possibility of that happening right now with some twins who are in communication. If you're in communication, you could potentially repeat past cycles. Those of you not in communication, you could potentially repeat a past cycle when you come back into communication. So it will usually happen quicker the second, the third time around. But if you don't want to repeat those cycles, now is the time to do the inner work and to work on your innards to make sure that you're not projecting that cycle out into your third dimensional reality again. Because this is a brand new deck, I am going to look and see just what they say for these cards. Some of you could definitely receive, I feel like communication could open back up here, could be telepathically. So if your counterpart has energetically shut you out, then they could be opening back up again. Or this could also, if it's not energetically, it could be in the physical reality. There's definitely an access here to inner child wounds and inner child work. You see this child, she's mysterious and kind of devious. And this is a woman kind of holding that mirror, or holding that part of her here. And then this is like another aspect of her. So there's like three parts of her, like maybe the super ego here that's kind of looking in to see what's going on, or the super id. So there is this idea of what was. Some of you are feeling like what was can never be again. And then some of you, another group of you, are feeling like what was, like you want to repeat what happened in the past. And so there could be some kind of pain over this. There could be some confusion over this. Like, how do we get back to that place where we were before? The masculines are in a place where they are connected to their emotions and to their emotional landscape internally, into their hearts, and they want to travel to this place. They no longer wish to keep themselves shut off or closed off. Like, you can live life with your emotions shut down or closed off for so long, and then it just becomes a burden to do so. So I feel like they're at that point where it's now a burden for them to close off their heart. This Page of Cups also talks about serendipity, and it talks about a playfulness, like an unexpected opportunities, magic and miracles. Like, there's just such a lovely energy to the Page of Cups. So this is a beautiful energy. Because it's a page card, it can also be inviting in that more youthful energy, or just the imagination. So the imagination of the masculines could be sparked right now. Because we have the Six of Cups here for the overall energy, and then for the masculines, we've got the Page of Cups. This is a lot of emotions, guys. A lot of water energy here. Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer astrological signs showing up strongly. We know that we are deep in the realm of the heart and the soul versus the mind and logic and analyzing this connection. So both twins are definitely in their hearts and their soul, acting and thinking from that place, which is why a lot of you have stepped back, right? To sort of gather, not your thoughts, but gather your feelings, if you will. How do I want to proceed? How do I want things to be differently in this next cycle? And the masculines are definitely welcoming in some joy into their lives at this time. But a lot of them have retreated and will continue to retreat. And a lot of them are going to be experiencing massive tower moments where they're going to see the loss of things that were once really important to them just sort of slip away from them. This has already been happening since 2019, but it's going to continue to happen. Now, the masculines who have had ego deaths, massive ego deaths and awakenings and heart openings will be holding the line, if you will, for those who are still stuck in their ego. Wow, guys, this is just King of Cups here. This is just Six of Pentacles. Finally, an Earth card to try to balance out all this water. There's so much water here. I feel like I'm drowning in the watery energy. So, feminines, you've got Six of Pentacles, success and victory, being acknowledged for your efforts, right? Being acknowledged for the efforts, rewards incoming for the feminine. Receiving, accolades, and you could be receiving some of you could be receiving an actual award, especially when it comes to work or your earthly efforts here. Really beautiful energy there for the feminines. And then the King of Cups tells me that, you are definitely connecting to your emotions. This is why you're having this success in the material world, because you've been merging your emotions with your mind, right? So the head and the heart have this interconnectedness that we often feel a disconnect there because we're thinking but we're not feeling, or we feel too much but we're not thinking. So creating this balance is becoming ever more important, increasingly important for everyone on this earth as we continue to ascend. And the King of Cups, I should state, can also mean that somebody is closed off, that you're closed off from your emotions and you're feeling like you just want to kind of hold back from saying how you really feel. And if that's the case, I could see why the Six of Pentacles is showing up for the feminine, because the feminine is kind of focusing on her material pursuits or her worldly pursuits at this time, her career, her finances, her abundance, which has been happening for most of 2021. Things will change in 2022 when the feminine comes into a more stabilized energy and the feminine starts to realize, oh, I can have it all. I can have the house and the home and the abundance and the money in the bank, and I can have love. So a lot of feminines haven't believed that they can have it all. So you're going to start to realize, I can have all of it, the whole shebang, the whole 9 yards. So there could be a holding back of your emotions at this time, feminine, as you continue to fill your own cup, okay? But that can be kind of some reserved energy there. Okay, so what does the masculine most want the feminine to know at this time? He wants to know that he's seeing things more clearly. He's seeing things from a different perspective and a different viewpoint. Just like the aces, the pages can often indicate there's a fresh start or new beginning that's occurring. So he wants you to know that regardless of what it looks like, he's actually starting to see things in a very different lens. He's really, the Page of Swords is sort of the restless energy of the pages. It is, your mind is racing with new thoughts and new ideas, and you just want more. You can't get enough. You have this thirst for more, give me more. I'm hungry for knowledge. I'm hungry for change. But this is the masculine also admitting, I know I need to align my actions with my words. Okay, I can't just say something pretty and then not follow through. So I know I need to do that. He's drawing on his strength. Okay, so masculine wants the feminine to know, I'm drawing on my strength and courage at this time to be able to free myself. 9 of Pentacles, the card of being single, freeing yourself from relationships, and he wants to come in and be free and fully single for the feminine. He doesn't want to come in anymore and be attached somewhere else or to someone else. But it's taking courage. He's got to draw upon that inner reserve of strength and courage to do that. But I love that the glasses are in this card, because to me, right off the bat, it just says I'm seeing things from a different lens and perspective. And once the masculine starts to see things differently, everything changes. Feminine, 3 of Swords. So if you're feeling like you want the masculine to know, this has caused me a lot of grief and heartache and devastation, and this hasn't been easy. Even if I pretended that this is easy, this has actually been really challenging for me to watch you, have this fear of commitment with me, but then commit to other people or other things in your life. So feminine, yeah, you're kind of admitting, like, I think that's why the King of Cups came up for the feminine. She's like, I kind of have to be stoic at times and hold back, even though I have so much emotion. It's like, I just have to hold back, and I have to be strong. Masculine sees the feminine as very strong, but he doesn't realize that she's cried and she's had dark nights herself where she didn't know if she was going to make it through this journey, or where she wanted off this journey. Wow, feminine's got some challenging energies today. 5 of Pentacles. She's feeling cast out. She's feeling left out in the cold. She's feeling like something isn't accessible. Something is not accessible for her. And this could be union. This could be the union card. There's some tears being shed, feminine, for a lot of DFs right now. You might be in your feelings. I mean, with all this Cups energy, you're bound to be in your feelings. But I feel like the masculine energy right now, at the time of this reading, is actually feeling pretty powerful and pretty like curious and excited and playful. They're feeling really good about this connection, whereas the feminine's having just a lot of challenges right now. So feminine, for those feminine struggling, what does the masculine energy wish to say? And remember, this can be your own masculine talking to your feminine. Those of you who are light workers or soulmates, this could be your masculine talking to your feminine. The High Priestess. So your masculine wants you to know that don't forget who you are. Don't forget that you're this medicine woman, this goddess, this queen. Don't forget that, you have a throne to sit on and to lead from. Look, this is all major arcana cards. So the masculine has some really, the masculine feels very strong right now in the physical world. So Temperance, he says you need to balance out your energies, because you're out of balance, you're out of whack right now, and it's causing you, might be cutting off your intuition, might be cutting off your third eye. So the masculine's just saying, like, I just want you to know that this could be a challenge here for you. And we've got the World card, which is so beautiful in this deck. The masculine saying, close out those cycles, let what's heavy go, please. It's time, like it's time. And I think a lot of feminines feel like, I've done so much work. I'm so tired of ascending. I'm so tired of doing the work. I'm so exhausted from this journey. I just want to be. Like, do you remember that time, feminine and masculine watching, where you could just be and exist, and you didn't have to ascend, and you didn't have to do energy updates? Ignorance is bliss. So we need to be able to find that happy place, that happy place within us, that blissful place, that place where things were easy, even when things are so challenging outside of us. It's really important that we do that, because otherwise we're going to get so caught up. We're going to be exhausted and just get so caught up in everything that's happening outside of us. So the masculine says, bring something to completion here, feminine. This is a card of success. So you've been successful. This is coming full circle, ending a cycle. You are ascending to a new level. But I think right now, feminines, you just need to balance out your energy because you feel really exhausted. Feminines, like a lot of you just feel, I'm just tapping into the collective energy for the feminines, and it just feels like I just want a break. I just want a vacation. Your masculine's also asking you with the World card, what are you not following through on that you can follow through on, feminine? Right? Like what? And you're like, oh, that's a good question, right? What have I not followed through on? Don't ignore the nudges you're getting from spirit. Don't ignore those powers. Don't ignore the things that you're seeing, feeling, or hearing, feminine. What is the feminine wish to say back to the masculine? The feminine who's struggling here, what does she wish to say back to the masculine? I just thought it's funny because I saw the Emperor on the bottom of the deck right before I shuffled this. So we had the pair, we had the counterparts, the Empress. The feminine is saying to the masculine, like, look at all these major arcana. You guys are speaking to each other in major arcana energy, in universal energy, universal truth. The feminine saying back to the masculine, don't forget how powerful you are. Don't forget that the world, the cosmos is inside of you, that you are your own cosmos, you are your own solar system. You don't go seeking it outside of yourself. She's just reminding him that he is just as powerful as she is. This is definitely about bringing the feminine energy online, that's what's going to heal the world. Everybody knows that, okay? The feminine energy is what's going to soften this world, soften our egos. It's going to help us create. It's going to help us bond. It's going to help us come together, co-create, create cohesion versus separation, create unity consciousness. So we need to activate the feminine energy in all of us. It's been denied for too long. So a lot of these structures, these masculine structures, are going to fall, okay? Institutions, okay? Things that hold great value in our society. The systems that have the most power and money, guess what? They're going to crumble in the coming years in this age of Aquarius. And this is the energy that's going to take over. That's going to be the ruling energy, the Empress energy. What is coming up for these divine counterparts? There's going to be something that solidifies really quickly the Eight of Pentacles in the material world. And we have 8 and 8. There's got to be a significance there. The Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Inspiration, which is the Eight of Wands. So there's going to be something that is like very cohesive and coming together. And there's the inspiration behind it. And then there's the modification of it and the implantation of it in the physical reality. So we have the idea, we have the passion behind it, and then it's going to be planted in the material world. So just know that all of the hard work is paying off for projects, especially when it comes to helping those that are still asleep on this planet awaken, and helping those that are awakened, right? Helping the lions that are already awakened, helping them continue to strengthen and continue to spread information and continue to do exactly what we're all doing here. Let's see what the book says. Pretty much this is the interpretation that you would see in a normal tarot book, but just because it's brand new, I just want to just check in. Yeah, I mean, Eight of Wands we know is speed, travel, breaking free of stuck patterns. Yeah, that's really cool. And Maybe some serendipitous moments I'm feeling also just intuitively. Eight of Pentacles, you know, working towards your soul purpose at this time. Guys, we have the Knight of Cups. So we got what? Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Two of Cups, Six of Cups, and King of Cups in this reading. This is a lot of Cups energy. So the Knight of Cups is I mean, he's got his heart is wide open, guys. I mean, he's not holding anything back, and he's like the energy of wearing your heart on your sleeve. So what's coming up in these connections is some movement, some speed, clarity, really like, you know, soul contracts, soul missions coming into purpose here. Okay. Purposing those is that I just made that into a verb. Repurposing. The Eight of Pentacles there, so bringing that into alignment. And then the Knight of Cups here, really talking about just going for it and just being open-hearted and not worrying about like how it's going to turn out. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop there, guys. I'm still definitely struggling myself physically with some of these the symptoms right now for Ascension. Lots of neck and shoulder tension, and it makes it really hard to speak, which is very frustrating, as you can imagine, in my line of work. So I hope you've enjoyed the reading today, and I hope this has given you some clarity in this beautiful new deck. Whoever sent me this deck, by the way, it's the Muse Tarot here. There wasn't a name, so thank you so much. This is amazing. I have her Light Seers deck, and I've loved it for years, and now I have this complement deck, which I've wanted for years as well. So thank you so much for your generosity. And if you guys ever want to donate to the channel, I have Amazon wish list. I have some cat toys on there, stuff for my kitties. I have card decks, candles, things like that. You can always donate that way, or you can donate via PayPal if you so wish. And for those of you asking or requesting for personal readings, I'm not offering those at this time. So please know those are on hiatus. And I will let you know when those and if those open up in the future. And for those of you who are interested, you can check out my website. I now have a website up and running, to be tweaked and to be continued. It's still a work in progress, but it is up and running. And I will be opening up personal coaching likely at some point, as well as personal readings, but I'm taking a break at this time, probably until the end of the year. So if that opens up, it will be limited spots, first come, first served, and I will let you guys know when that happens. Thank you so much for supporting the channel in any way you have over the years, whether you're new or you've been on the channel for so long. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you to everyone who's ever requested a reading from me, everyone who's liked, shared, commented, and subscribed. You guys have all really, really helped me and helped the channel grow. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.